The Pokemon TCG has had a very diverse group of artists since its inception, and today I wanted to talk about one of the more popular modern artists, being the man behind the Lost Origin Giratina alt, Shinji Kanda. Shinji Kanda is a Japanese illustrator that specializes in a surrealist type of style with strong line work and bold colors. He graduated at the Kyoto University of Arts and currently works as a card illustrator for both Pokemon and Ultraman. In addition to all of his card work, he also does freelance work for various other companies, and he has both a Twitter and Instagram where he posts his commissions and personal work. Kanda began his work as a Pokemon illustrator in Brilliant Stars, where he illustrated both a Magmar and Sock uncommon card. Since those two cards, Shinji Kanda has gotten very popular. He's illustrated many more special illustration cards, such as the Giratina, and most recently, what is out right now, is the Roaring Moon from Prismatic Evolutions. It wasn't until he got an alternate art from Lost Origin where people began to notice how talented of an artist he was. With the launch of Lost Origin, the Giratina V alt art quickly became a chase for many people. The Giratina in particular is one of my favorite Shinji Kandas, as Giratina himself is a very strange and weird Pokemon, being the creature of antimatter. A lot of it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So hiring Shinji Kanda to create an abstract background with strictly shapes and colors, I think it really works well with Giratina as a character. Kanda's use of color here is also very well done, with the background being blacks, oranges, and reds, but still maintaining that yellow so Giratina can pop out in the foreground. People were drawn towards the bright colors in the abstract background that paired well with Giratina's lore and backstory. While this card was very sought after for many collectors, it didn't become a Sword and Shield Grail card until more recently. Up there in the ranks with Moonbryon, the Giratina Sword and Shield alt art peaked at about $700. Since then, it's trickled a little bit down. It won't peak again like that until years after Lost Origin has aged, but with Lost Origin not being in print anymore, the Giratina continues to be a grail for the Sword and Shield era. Shinji Kanda's next big splash for the Pokemon TCG was when he illustrated the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. Similar to the Giratina alt art, this Magikarp has a very rich and vibrant background that has drawn people in, and it has become the chase for Paldea Evolved. This card illustrates Magikarp's folklore and backstory, where it swims over a large mountain, and once it completes its task, it evolves into a Gyarados. So this extra bit of lore has led people to loving this card, and it has shot up in value in the last couple months. In numerical order following this was the Magneton from Surging Sparks. This was an ETB promo in English and just a regular art rare in Japanese. This card is on the cheaper end for both English and Japanese collectors, but I still think it's a very beautiful card, and the background with the electric yellow in the background with Magneton works very well. And lastly, his most recent card is the Roaring Moon from Prismatic Evolutions. This card is a hefty price in English, but due to the 1 SIR per box in the Japanese version, it is much more affordable in Japanese or Korean. Shinji Kanda here is almost illustrating a fairy tale-like look for the Roaring Moon here. This was paired with a couple other ancient Pokemon from Prismatic, like the Raging Bolt, where it was more of a line art, hefty style that they used for the older Pokemon, and the futuristic Pokemon were more digital in a way. Shinji Kanda has illustrated many cards for the TCG, but there's only a select few that are grails for him. One promo that often gets neglected as a Shinji Kanda is the Galarian Moltres from Crown Zenith. This was a tin promo in English and just a regular card in Japanese. This card doesn't stand out as a Shinji Kanda immediately due to the background being a matte blue, but if you look closer at the Moltres in the mountain below him, you can see Shinji Kanda's line work style still popping out. It's hard to pick my favorite Shinji Kanda from his batch of Pokemon works, but if I were to pick one from his lesser known Bolt cards, I think my two favorites would be the Slowbro and the Beehihem. The Slowbro has a very pretty sunset in the background that helps Slowbro's pink stand out a lot more, and he's sitting on classic Shinji Kanda abstract block, which I think looks very nice. Beehihem is more of an abstract card. He's floating in what looks like it might be a city, and I think that not confirming where he is exactly makes it more interesting to look at. Behem himself being an alien type Pokemon, I do think the weird and strange background that it has works very well for him. If you would like to support Shinji Kanda in ways that are not Pokemon, he currently has a calendar up where each month he posts a new artwork, and it is 500 yen a month. You can also help supporting him by following his Instagram and Twitter where he posts personal work. His stories on Instagram are also quite interesting. He likes to take photos. For my Shinji Kanda collection that I have personally, I have the Lost Origin Giratina in Chinese, the Roaring Moon in Japanese, the Magneton from Surging Sparks, the Galarian Moltres Crown Zenith promo, and for bulk cards, I have the Slowbro, Sock, Ariados, Behem, Absol, Blitzel. I actually have some of them in reverse hollows, so I have another Blitzel, Bronzor, Slitherwing, Ironmoth, and a Stunfisk. Shinji Kanda is a very talented artist that I am glad still works for the Pokemon Company, because cards like this are what keep me collecting. If you like supporting artists, I have an Instagram where I draw. Check me out. Not a huge deal if you don't.